Hello everyone and welcome to another Let's Get Better at Blood Bowl. In this video I'm going to go over some complex chain pushing plays and surfing. Let's see how to spot them and how you set them up. So while teams are just setting up, I'll just put the skills on for you. I want to let you know that we stream on Twitch every Tuesday evening, Saturday evening and Sunday evening starting about 7 o'clock in the evening UK time. For subscribers, we also give away free Grebo Games miniatures. You can use them for tabletop. We've got a Dark Elf Blitzer that looks remarkably like me, and we've got a Human Ogre. I think it looks a little bit like Santa. Also, if you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell icon as well, so you don't miss out on any content from this channel. So anyway, enough of all that. Right back to the game. In this game, we've got the Chaos team, which is me. We're playing against some Dark Elves. I've played around about 15 games or so with this Chaos team at this point. We've got a couple of block guard warriors on the line of scrimmage. We've got a block strength 5 warrior on the line. We're also missing a couple of players in this game, one of which was our tackle player. And then we've got a block warrior and a block sure hands goat. And then my favourite player, a block frenzy goat over on this side here. The Dark Elves, we were lucky here, we spun down team value, so they've picked up a wizard as an inducement, and they've also got the star player Hubris Rakarth, who is a strength 4 block mighty blow blitzer. He's also got jump up, strip ball and dirty player as other flavour skills. Other than that, he doesn't have any other skills, which means that going into this game I thought we were going to do alright, and the setup is determined to try and stop my opponent from running past me and making the board state really large and long. So I've gone for quite a wide setup here. I also had to chevron the side because otherwise if we go flat, he potentially uses the Witch Elf to surf player in turn 1. So that's why the chevron is there. And then the line of scrimmage, this line of 7 here, is set up to stop Hubris taking pot shots at our player. So guard and guard supporting each other. He can have 1 dice if he wants on the corner, but that's it. He can't move support players into this square or this square because we've doubled up the defense here and here. And then the strength 5 is on the end rather than being in the middle, so he can't dislodge the players on here. So I think he's only going to get 1 hit in the first turn, and we're trying to be as wide as possible, stop him running past me. My victory conditions in this game are actually either make him score in the first 4 turns so I can score back for 1-1 at the half and then go on and grind out an 8-turn score in the second half, or stop him scoring and take the ball off him, maybe even turn him over. That'd be challenging because he's only got a wizard. He's also only got 2 rerolls, so if I can base a lot of his players, he should be having to dodge a lot and therefore blow the rerolls quickly, and then by the middle of the half, the end of the half, rerolls are gone, something fails, and we can capitalise. So that's kind of how I hope the game will go, and we'll see. As I said, I did put in the preview here, this is all about chain pushing and surfing, so watch out in the first half especially for some quite complicated chain pushes to get me to be able to do stuff. And we're also playing against Frenzy, so bear that in mind. So, kick off. High kick. Nothing to worry about here. If you're Dark Elves, you're probably just looking to poke a hole somewhere and grind down the field a little bit slowly. You don't need to go anywhere crazy in the first couple of turns, so a wide defense is completely reasonable here. And you can already see from his first couple of moves, that is exactly what he's planning on doing. If you want to add a cherry on top here, I think maybe you could take the ball carrier back, you could take someone else back and just play patty cake with the ball, generate up some star player points. It's an entirely a reasonable thing to be doing. If you go quite narrow, I can go quite narrow because my defense is nice and easy, so something to bear in mind if you're the Dark Elf. Here he's going to try and snipe with Mighty Blow. Notice the only player in the entire game on the field here that's got Mighty Blow is Hubris, so he is actually technically the most dangerous player on the field. So double bank wall from my opponent, pretty good start. First thing for me to do is go and start putting some pressure on him. Let's go and make him roll some dice. So you'll see me pressurise a few players every turn to make sure that he's got to do something. I don't really care what the thing is, but I want to make him sure he can do something. And you probably notice the 2 guard players will also stick together considerably because then they support each other. I can base here because Hubris is all the way over here. Hubris wants to come all the way over here to blitz this guy, then that's fine, but at least I know where he is at the end of the turn, in which case I can try and punch him backwards. He doesn't have an apothecary, so if we can nail this one, this is the most dangerous player, and therefore our target. Couldn't stand here, because if he did, he would get a discovered surf, move this guy out of the way, and then surf through the Witch Elf, so couldn't stand and cover the column, and therefore that player goes in the side there. So, I reckon my opponent's going to go backwards here, or I did at the time, and sure enough the first two moves tell me that he's going to go backwards. I like what he's doing, nice safe moves first, not letting anything crazy happen. No dice roll, no dice roll, no dice roll. Double one would have needed to turn him over. That's reasonable because he's got a reroll on that. He hasn't got a reroll on this. And then all of a sudden Mighty Blow kicks in and we lose a player. So I apothecary it because I've only got 11. It's 11 versus 11. Finally we can hit this guy. Over to this side. He steps away. He looks like he's finding another block. I think I should have put something in there just to stop that. That was a bit of a mistake of mine. And if he wants to, he could send someone forward. Now, if he does that, I don't need to respond to that player, because if we just pause this for a second and just play out this as a sort of thought experiment. Imagine for a second that we pile all our players into this cage and it crumples. We also took we put a couple of players into here. We leave this guy alone, and he wriggles free, and he passes the ball to this guy, who hands the ball off to this guy, who runs off down here. That's turn 3. The ball is down here. It's turn 3. Are we stopping the score? Nope. In that case, my players then disengage and charge back this way. These guys maybe disengage, and maybe one or two players can get to come over here. Turn 4. It's very likely the ball goes there. That's exactly what we want. Why would I go and bother this guy then? The only problem for not bothering this guy is if he runs down here with the ball, and then I don't bother him. Well, I'm not going to do that. So we don't need to tag this guy out. He's actually basically a KO to me. He doesn't count. I just need to deal with these guys and these guys. And these guys are secondary. It's all about dealing with this lot. Because if the ball comes over here and the rest of it plays out just as I've described, I'm alright with that. So, over to me then. Bearing in mind the blitz should be Hubris because he's the most dangerous player in the park. So we should always, whenever we start thinking about a turn, we should, in fact, when we start thinking about a whole game, we should always be thinking about who's the most dangerous players, how do I hit them, how do we deal with them, how do I use my most dangerous players, what can I do to make someone do something. I like to split the guards up a little bit here because I have to deal with Hubris. Then we need to go and mark this guy out. Oh yeah, excuse me. Sorry, it is actually quite late at night here. And we can just single tag these guys. Now I think I bring this guy over here, which possibly is a mistake. But the reason for bringing this guy over, and I will pause it just for a second, was that I was conscious that he could go 2 plus dodge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is no 2 go for it. We can 1 go for it, 3 plus throw, 2 plus catch, and all he's done is he's blitzed off. And I thought, actually, I've done quite a good job over there. Let's not waste that by just giving him about 3 dice rolls to make. So let's just go and shore that up a little bit. And sure enough, because that way over there was cut off, he therefore comes this way. And does something slightly unexpected. Possibly a mistake, you might say. So we got a 1. That's one of the 2 rerolls gone. Well done us. Our objective is working. And if you do Dark Elves, there's nothing you can do about this, other than maybe run the ball on the Witch Elf in the first place. So respect him for that one. And I like what he does with the rest of the turn. He starts doing a wraparound in front of the ball, so I now can't run through this square. So you'd assume that this guy actually should be the blitz. You would assume that this guy is the blitz. Now, this is the first of the clever stuff. So I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'm going to let you work out how you get 2 dice on the ball. If you want to pause the video for a moment and actually work out how you get 2 dice on the ball, I will do so, please. I'll just say nothing for a couple of seconds and then you can unpause it and work out how you get 2 dice on the ball from this. So, you get 2 dice on the ball by looking for the opportunity to be able to work out how to move one of the cage corners. And in this instance, he's got a sideline cage, so that means we need to deal with this guy or this guy. The way to do that is, can we push someone into him? Well, maybe we can, because we've got some people in contact here, and if we can push this guy into this guy, well, I'll let it play out. If you can push some players into some players, you may be able to work out how to do this. What I was looking for was, what if needs to be true to be able to do this? And the what if was, this guy needs pushing into this contact with this guy. Can I do it? Have I got the spare resource to do it? Looks like I have. So we fill in all the squares that we need to fill in. We don't get the removal, otherwise he could have run through. And then we knock this guy over, which then means the cage corner has been removed, and we can then blitz through him. How do you spot that? All you need to spot is, have you got any players near the cage that you can chain push into the cage, so then ideally without using the blitz, so that when you have your blitz free, you can then go and pick up blitz into the ball carrier. Okay, so that's the thing you want to take away from this session. What needs to be true? Can you push players and use, pinball them to where you need your players to be? Now there are some other examples of this. I think later in this drive, so don't go anywhere, and you can see some more of this in action. Sadly, he's got Hubris, who's going to be able to do a jump up hit here for 2 dice on our best player, which is Rugbot, Strength 5 Warrior. Oh, that's a long time ago when he only had block. My opponent's doing alright here. He's doing all the right moves. I like this. This is a little on the risky side, but I suppose it's only 2. It was 2, 2, 3, 2, and he failed the final 1. That's the last reroll gone. And at this point, it looks rather like he's managed to run away, doesn't it? So we'll just let this play out. Makes the last dice. And doesn't make that. So we have a turnover. So, what do we need to do? Well, it's the same thing as before, really. I do want to spend a little bit of time on this one. So, the ball carrier. Let's have a quick look at this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So with 2, he'd need 2 extra go for it that he can't have to get to the ball. So can't blitz him with that guy. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's safe. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's 3 squares away. So you'd think, really, that he's completely safe. You'd think. And so, again, I'm going to let you look at the video. Pause it if you want, and work out how to get 2 dice on the ball carrier. Bearing in mind, I've just shown you that no one is in range. Okay, so how do you do it? Well, we've got ourselves a nice little box shape here. So that means that we could push with this guy. So this guy can, one of these 2 is basically in one of these squares here. We know this because we can just push him. Unusually, if we push this guy into here and push this guy, let's say here just for a second, and then fill in these 2 squares, and leave with these 2 maybe, we then have ourselves a T-shape. Well, that's created 2 squares. All right, well, can we do anything else? Well, if we don't push this guy there, but we push him into one of these squares, and this guy is now here, and then he is here, maybe this guy could block him and push this guy forward. So maybe we could use cunning chain pushes for 3 chain pushes to get one of these guys in range to strike the ball carrier. And maybe, because we could strike the ball carrier from this square and blitz him against the sideline, if we knock him over, the ball goes out, maybe the ball scatters backwards, maybe we can recover it. Actually, all is not lost. So that's what I was looking for. Yet again, I'm looking at boxes here, and then I'm looking at once you've done a box, can you create yourself a T-shape or another box, and just chaining them together and together and together and together and together. If that the answer is no, fine. You just take the 1 chain push and then you push the players forward and you chase them into the end zone, because scoring on turn 4, that's all right. We just need to make sure that he does score. So I'll just do my safe moves first, which is stand this guy up. We can stand this guy up. I'm not thinking about them. I don't need to waste any time with them. So we get our first push. And now we have almost a T shape. I don't know why I've swapped them around. I'm sure there was a reason at the time. Now that made 3 dice to get a push. Which has meant you've now got the 3, almost a box. And there we go. There is a box. We get a little bit lucky there with our 70% play, so we get the knockdown, so I don't have to dodge. And now all of a sudden, if I get really lucky, he's injured. When we click the player, there is actually a blitz icon over his head. We get the knockdown. All is not ruined, all is not lost. Bad scatter though. And then because I've used my reroll, where I would like to get is somewhere about there. But I can't really do that. So maybe we can chase him into the end zone. Maybe we can't. But this is going okay. We've used his he's used his rerolls. So long as he can score sort of this turn, next turn, we'll have a chance at equalising in the half. If we can make him equalise in the half, we can then go on and win. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's fine. So he's out of reroll. So that was a 2+ to lose the game. Didn't make it. That's a 2 dice block. Nope. So now he needs 2+. And he hits the 1 there, which is a little bit unlucky. It was a 60% play of hitting both of the two outs he needed. And again, he's a little bit short. So, again, can we do anything cunning? Well, we need to block the Witch Elf from being able to run forwards. We need to block this guy from running forwards. So we're going to start putting players in here. We need our sure hands to be somewhere near the ball, so that's got to happen. What needs to be true. I think the guard should have gone in here, or the guard should have gone, this guy should have gone in here maybe. We've sent this guy forward. We've stood this guy up, so still no dice rolls. We've moved all these players. And I do make a double go for it here. And the idea behind the go for it here is that it then frees up this lineman here to be able to get stuff. If I got a push, I'd have just pushed him in that square, and I still would have been able to run away. And then we can take 2 dice into 2 dice on the blitzer. And if we got a push, we can push the Witch Elf and push her away. So, it's looking alright. He can't make anything other than a 1 dice. Bad news is he's got block on both of his players. So we know that he's probably going to have to score this turn if he's going to do it. Otherwise, we've given another opportunity to roll badly and not get blocks. I'm not going to get away with this without commenting this on a replay analysis, but I didn't throw my 2 dice block up there, which was a little foolish in game. So, oh well. He gets an arm break, and he manages to pick the ball up, and he does indeed score. So well done to him. And he has managed to make his score. He did a little bit later than we would have wanted, but if we go back to the beginning of the game, scoring on turn 6, at least he's not scored on turn 8. We've got 3 turns to grind this field, grind the score back again, and we've got Sure Hand Scope to come fetch it, so that should be okay. Now, while he's setting up his line, what does that mean to us for our setup? Well, it means we're probably going to have to push a flank pretty hard. It means our ball carrier needs to be back off centre, because if the ball goes backwards, we've got to run from centre point backwards and then forwards again, which means we're automatically going to have to throw the ball. We are running with 1 reroll, so that's rubbish. And so we want to be taking the box in the centre and then blitzing down a flank. Now that does mean that from his point of view, his setup should be countering what we should be wanting to do. So if you want to play your game and think about, I don't know how to play my offensive and defensive setups, let's just take a moment to think about this setup. My goal is to score in 3 turns. The easiest way to do that is smash down one of the flanks. So, has this setup counterbalanced one of my goals? I'll let you decide that. If it hasn't, how could you improve it? If it has, well done. If I've got 3 turns, I want to gain yardage in turn 6. I don't have to gain a full 6 squares, but I want to gain some yardage so that turn 7, I'm not stood on the halfway line having to really make a massive amount of gain. So I can block these guys, but I can't put lots and lots and lots of energy into them. I need to take some yardage. Well, the best way to do that is to knock out one of these pins on the side, and then I could put a couple of players in here, and we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could actually take a full 6 squares and make this flank my own. What that will do is it will mean it will drag players here, and he will have to have players 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. That's 8. If I leave a couple of players here who are quite quick on this side, I could feint and I could go left if I've chosen to go right. If he doesn't commit hard enough on the right, I will continue with my strength advantage to push through him. So I should be able to generate some blocks. Also on the line of scrimmage, I want to be following the blocks up because that's more yardage, more free squares, because nobody who's going to be stood inside my half by the end of this turn is going to be able to score without a go for it. So let's see what actually happens. Pretty sure a kickoff result happens that makes me very sad. Now, while we're doing that, Joe, one thing I probably should mention, I don't tend to mention it on stream, but we'll talk about it here, which is that I do coaching sessions for people. They've been pretty successful recently, so if you're interested in trying to get better at Blood Bowl and want a coaching session, just message me on Discord, drop a message in the comment here and we'll talk about it. But best place to try and get hold of me is indeed Discord. So, Riot, both teams lose a turn. So what happened from a pretty solid and relatively stable 3-turn offense has just turned into a rubbish 2-turn offense. And if the ball's gone deep, then that's also a bit of a challenge. It hasn't, but it's gone on the opposite side to where I want to go to. So my turn running this turn has to completely change. I need to pile a load of players forward because before I roll any dice, I must have at least one scoring threat. So we roll our dice, we don't get a knockdown. And notice here that the ball has gone this side. So I've got to get the ball on the diagonal, which is the most, most distance. That's a bit of a problem. We block and follow. I also think we block and follow here, and then what we need to do is we need at least another scoring threat. So I think one or both of these guys, probably one, should go in as being a scoring threat on the right hand side, because he can't ignore it. If I put both of them on this side, he can focus his entire effort and his entire energy over here. I think I do make a mistake, and I think I do just drag these across, which is a little bit obvious, really. If we pause that for a second, what I could have taken here was this guy could have stood there, this guy could have piled forward, and then when I got the push result, I could have then pushed the Strength 5 warrior into there, because there's a big wide gap for him to run through. And guess where my ball carrier wants to go? There. So he could run there. Big problems. He should be owning this area here, because then I have got a massive problem. You need to go and stand in front of my players, and you need to go and stand behind my players. And look what I did anyway. Right, so there's a mistake there. I could have played that a lot better. And there's a 2+ diagonal for the Witch Elf to run through. Setting up a screen. This is actually very nice from him. So now these guys have got 2 players in the way. Let's say we can lift the first one out of the way for whatever reason. It leaves me with a 4+ dodge because he's not there anymore. Another 4+ dodge, 3+ dodge. So 4, 4, 3, and he hasn't even got the ball yet. So that's a bit of a problem. So I looked at this and thought whether or not we could push this guy into range. I don't think we can, so we'll take the blocks. I'm searching for damage because I don't think I'm going to be able to generate up enough. I don't think I've got a very good scoring opportunity because of the 2-turn. And what we're doing here is also just clearing the route through for the ball carrier. So ball to bring up here. We're looking at a 4+ throw into a 3+ catch. Always look for the 6 squares. There we go. Now, when you get into this situation, you need to make a decision. What exactly are you looking to achieve? Are we going to blitz through I'm going to do something else. So the dice rolls that we could need are the ball carrier. The player that's not the ball carrier could blitz this blitzer out of the way, let's say, and on any result that's not a 1 in 9, push him sideways, follow up, and then this guy can just run straight through. At that point, you're looking at 4+, 4+, 3+ to score. Okay? Or you could take the ball carrier and you could go 1, 2, 3, dodge into 2 tackle zones on a 5+, blitz. Now let's say that you put this guy here first, right? So this is a 2 dice blitz. Pushes him there. 3+ dodge, score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So you're looking at 5+, 3+, 2+, 2+, or you're looking at 4+, 4+, 3+, 2+. We're just going to quickly bang that through Sam because I'm not actually sure what the probability is. With a reroll in hand, which one is better? So let's have a quick look. So 5+, 3+, 2+, 2+, is 36% with a reroll. Or we could go 4+, 4+, 3+, 2+, it's 34% with a reroll. So actually, I have. Well, let's see what I take. So the correct play was to go through here. Bit of a shame I didn't have a frenzy goat, because if the frenzy goat was there, I would have got through. So looking at the dice rolls, we rolled a 4, a 1, a 1, 2, a 1, a 2, and something else. So we wouldn't have made it. So it was a 35% play basically, and it didn't come off. Never mind. Now, we now need to consider how we're going to play the second half. And you guys wanted me to show you a game I didn't walk through. This is that game. I did not walk through this game. We got a little unlucky with our kickoff result, but never mind. How would you play this half out now? So you're 1-0 down. You're playing against 10 players. You're playing against a wizard. You have no kill skills. I think realistically, your opponent has shown that he's a competent player, and we need to be playing this for it. We need to be playing out for a draw. However, I don't like playing for a draw, so I'm going to play on for the win. At that point, we need to go in and try. We really need to throw lots of hits. We need to try and play out for some casualties. Realistically, I suppose I should have brought the ball in here. Save first. Never mind. We get to block and follow, and this guy can die. And I think, as a consequence of the Twitch chat, I think we actually chose to attack a flank and try and develop a 3-turn score in the same way that we should have had a 3-turn score in the first half, but it went wrong. Frenzy Goat can come central, and step there, and step round here, and then the ball carrier can come forward. I am very conscious of the wizard because I don't really want to be on offense with a wizard against me, because it's very likely he can take the ball off me. So I am looking to extend down a flank and say, go on, I'll score, I'll take the score. Because if you want to stop me and have a wizard, I'd rather you had a wizard on your offense where it doesn't absolutely dictate the game. Oh yeah, I'm very sorry I'm yawning so much. Right, next up, he's looking to blitz the scoring threat. When he did this, it looked like he was playing quite passively, which meant that we could then start bringing the ball forward a bit more. We just need to deal with these guys. We need to get a couple of goats in scoring range. And if we could get a goat in scoring range, ideally on the flank here, then next turn we could hand the ball to the goat, and we can trot it in and score. So I'm going to take some yardage here. Bring this guy in scoring range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's 2 squares away from being able to score himself. And we can start playing against. Yeah, and I'm trying to play around the wizard here. Mark the down players, keep the guard players together. Use the strength advantage we've got. We can blitz his tier 1 player, which is Hubris. And broadly, this turn should be playing itself. This is all relatively all straightforward stuff. Maybe Hubris can just go away. Can't follow up because he's got to jump up. But it does mean we can cover this square. Oh, there we have it. I did think about this for quite some time, and I realised that this guy was actually undefended from Hubris, and would set off a cascade of blocks. So I thought that I would move him in there. It did mean I was very undefended, and this guy could have been lightning bolted and he could have had 2 dice on the ball. I was aware of that, but I thought that after that he would have no recovery afterwards. So I gambled that up. I thought that was okay. My play here will be to try and gain just a few more squares so the ball carrier himself can run it in. I only need to be on this this rank here to be able to score. So I need to push the elves back. It's probably going to take me maybe 2 turns to push them back, but I will try. So the ball needs to be there, then the cage needs to be there. He's making his dodges. This turn I screw up. So I'm going to show you now. This is a turn that I'm going to let it play out. I'm actually going to show you why I screw up. Bear in mind that you're playing against a wizard, and bear in mind that if you go too wide as your net, then you've got too much of a gap. And you've also got, he's got a strength 4 blitz. That was the mistake. I didn't have a 3rd guard to go and wedge in there. And with 5 players left to move, I'd already known I'd made a mistake. And I couldn't put the ball there because it might have fireball. I can't go near the sideline, so that's a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, bang. He's got 2 dice on the ball. And I couldn't really follow that up if it wasn't a block either, so probably shouldn't have done that one either. So he's building his safety net in case whatever he's going to choose to do goes wrong. Again, he's made a dodge. This time I think he's made a mistake where, unless he can put someone in this square here, look at there's 2 columns gap. So you've got 2 columns here and then a spare. So this guy could be leave it out of the way, and then I can run through that completely open flank there. All I need to do is be holding the ball. So Hubris tries the blitz, rolls a 1. He tries the loner, it rolls a 1. He doesn't score. So I reckon that we got away with this. All I need to do now is roll a push on this guy. Just need to roll a push. I choose to use the goat, frenzy goat, because it's extra blocks. And I roll that. So I re-roll it. It's a bit greedy, because I re-roll this. The ball carrier is 1 square short. And I choose, because we're playing for the win, I choose probably the slightly suboptimal play here, where we choose to hand the ball off to the Chaos Warrior and try and level him up. But I will at least cover him first, so that if stuff goes wrong, loads of elves are in tackle zones. We don't drop the ball, and in he goes. So, turn 12, we've scored. Actually, from an optimization point of view, we haven't caused enough damage, and my opponent will probably be feeling like he's in the driving seat. We've still got 11, he's still got a wizard, he's still got a reroll. I think this is tight. I think it favours him slightly, but it is tight. Going back to the kickoff table now, the kickoff defensive and offensive setups. This isn't like at the beginning of the game. I must not let him pass me no matter what. So because I've still got 11, I set up again quite wide. I think here you actually could potentially focus and prioritise the flanks rather than the centre, because he must not get past. Because if he sneaks a couple of elves through, holds the ball in the backfield, the whole pitch now becomes really stretched, and Chaos don't play very well on quite a long, wide pitch. I want everyone to be in front of me so I can deal with them. So kickoff result doesn't help me out at all. I suppose it doesn't help him either. By the way, we also had +2 fame in this game, So none of the kickoff results have actually helped us out thus far. Hubris takes a swipe at Rob Powell, who shakes it off. Now for me, I would keep the ball deep, because until you're ready to commit, I would just have the ball deep. There's no sense in bringing it forward yet for me, because it helps you stretch the play out. If the ball is here and he suffers a turnover, he's going to be a little bit of bother. If he suffers a turnover when the ball's there, it can't be touched. I do like this, however, which is he is quite wide on his opposite flank, so I've got to stay wide and cover it. And we've got a problem to deal with, because if I leave this guy alone, like I couldn't in the I could have done in the first half, he goes 2-1 up, and I can't possibly win the game. In fact, I could easily lose the game. So this guy has to be dealt with in some way, whether you tag him out or whether you blitz him. It's up to you, but I cannot leave him. If I blitz here, I've not blitzed into the ball, and in fact, all that's happened is he's wasted a turn, and my possibilities for winning the game have become smaller. So the blitz kind of needs to go into here on that basis. But look how much resources this is chewing up. So I was a player ahead, and actually I'm a player level now, because these 3 players are guarding these 2 players. We won't talk about the fact that was 2 into 1, because I completely messed that up. We'll just gloss over that. Replay analysis or not, we're glossing over that. I thought long and hard about putting a warrior there. And in the end, I think he comes into one of these squares. Oh, no, he just goes into that square there, so I did do it. And I'm relying on strength 5 to bail me out of a problem situation. So, that's 2 pluses. But look what he's managed to unlock. Hubris has really done some work for him this game. And he's nicely identified the jump up there, and all of a sudden, what a bit of bother. Another 2+. These elves, they don't seem to fail any 2+. He says. I didn't actually know that was coming. Sorry. So there we have it. I can't remember anything else in this turn. Now, if he blitzes here, that guy could get 3. I think that was the next play, was the blitz there. So we look around the board and we say, can we play any clever, cunning chain pushes? Can we make any T-shapes and the like? And turns out, yes, we can. There is a T-shape there, look. So we can block here, providing we can create an assist. And then this guy can easily then blitz down the ball carrier on a simple 3+ dodge. We are scrambling a little bit, so I think the chances of winning this game have gone. I think we are really looking at trying to effectively hold on for a draw here. That guy goes in there just in case I actually have to dodge this away afterwards. And we get, for the second time, we get lucky and we roll a 3+ into a knockdown, into a bonus removal for no reason. So well done us for being lucky. I like the apothecary from the opponent there, because that is quite an important player. Next is dodge away the strength 5, and if I can pick the ball up on strength 5, unless he's prepared to lightning bolt my warrior, I'm probably going to be okay. So if you're him, oh blimey, this is going at a pace. If you're him, I think the next thing to do is get ready to use the wizard next turn, because you're not in a position to use it this turn, but you want to be setting up so that you can lightning bolt my warrior. In the meantime, if you want to make sure he doesn't go anywhere, if you can double mark him and then make sure that it's marked in opposite corners like he has done here, I can't chain push his way out. That tells me that I've got to blitz my way out, and if you know that I'm blitzing my way out, you know where the ball is, everything's fine. Good blitz from him. He goes for the 1 dice, and he rolls a 1. Unfortunate. So, my play here, if I want to win the game, and I'm probably not going to, but if I want to win the game, then I need to put 2 scoring threats into position, if not 3. So we'll blitz with this guy, because if he's got frenzy and he can get 75% and then 75% get the knockdown, he can go and be a scoring threat. So off he trundles. And then the question is, do I want to block with the loner and push a normal goat into range, or do I want to block with the normal goat and push the loner into range? And I think the best thing to do here is block with the normal goat and push the loner into range. I've done a good job of dealing with his elves, using my players with block. This guy can come and mark over here, and then we can 2 dice block here and follow. I'm very conscious that these squares are undefended, so he has actually got the ability to get 2 dice. We should not have been following this up, because otherwise these squares are really easy to get into. And I choose to follow up because it just puts attackers on him. I shouldn't have followed up, I should have stayed put, because then this square is really difficult to deal with. In the Twitch chat at the time, this was a very contentious wizard, and people were very surprised that he blew his wizard there. They said, well, he's not going to try and play to win. Well, what he's done there is he's nailed one of my scoring threats, and then he's going to try and blitz down the other one. If he can roll the 55% knockdown and the 2+ dodge that's required, then he has locked up and secured the draw. And he has another chance at winning it next turn. If he lightning bolts this guy, I think that's my play. I take the lightning bolt here, I stand this guy up and I blitz, and the ball is a 2+ pickup away from being able to be dealt with. And I think that's, for me, the play I would take, but I completely understand why you've taken that, because he now can't lose the game. So long as he makes these dice. If he doesn't make these dice, then that wizard was for nothing. And therefore, because it was a this and this need to happen scenario, a what if scenario, needs to be this and this, I think the wizard was on the ball carrier, but never mind. He makes the dodge, he makes the pow, and then he very cleverly does not follow this up. So I can't chain push him into scoring range, because the goat that's lying down is actually 1 square away from being able to score. So I know now all I need to do is I need to defend the ball carrier. So all of my moves need to be defend the ball carrier type moves. I've got a reroll, so it's entirely reasonable to do something. I should probably have blocked this lineman away and then blitz the other one, but never mind. And I should also be working out where his scoring threats are. Spectacular rolling of bad dice there. Well done, Andrew. And no knockdowns in 8 blocks. 4 blocks, sorry, 8 dice. Except 1 for me. Push him up, keep him out of trouble. And then this needs to dodge away. Because we've got a little bit of a weak spot here. There we go. I should never have thrown that block, because now that's just unlocked loads and loads of free stuff. Should have just left him alone. So it is pretty done. I'll let this play out, well, that goes closing thoughts. So for me, overall, I think I played all right in this game. I think that the first half especially was quite cute with some of the complex chain pushes we found. If there's anything that you thought that I've missed, please leave a comment below. Rui, I'm looking at you for the comments, please. Also, I hope it shows you that the boxes and the T-shapes that I've talked about in previous videos, it really sort of brings that to the forefront of how you actually use them, and also what you're looking for in terms of then being able to then capitalise on them. So I guess the last thing for me is, if you did enjoy the content, please leave a like, please subscribe, please ring the bell, and that's it really. Thank you very much. Till next time. Want to get better at Blood Bowl? Watch this.